You're gonna love this one, Mr. Mosby. The fuzzy slippers of health. The Hat of Revenge. How'd that get in there?
Welcome to my retrospective into the hilarious and unforgettable first season of The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Before we step into the world of the Tipton Hotel, though, let's take a step back into 2005, when Disney Channel was at the height of its golden age of original programming. The Sweet Life was a part of this wave of fresh, family-friendly content that helped shape a generation. It was created by Danny Callis and Jim Geoghegan, two industry veterans who saw potential for a comedy centered around two mischievous twins growing up in a luxurious hotel. The show premiered in March of 2005 alongside Disney Channel's growing empire of hit sitcoms, like That's So Raven and Lizzie McGuire at the time. With its unique setting and talented cast of young rising stars like Dylan and Cole Sprouse, Ashley Tisdale, Brenda Song, it quickly became a favorite show. The production itself was something special, filmed in front of a live studio audience. It brought nostalgic energy similar to the classic sitcoms of the 90s, but with a modern-day Disney twist. The Sweet Life was more than just a kids' show. It was a perfect blend of heartwarming moments, laugh-out-loud humor, and clever writing. From crazy schemes to sibling rivalry and friendship and life lessons, Season 1 really set the tone for what would become one of Disney Channel's most beloved franchises. So let's jump back into the lobby of the Hotel Tipton and explore how Season 1 laid the foundation for this iconic series. This is Johnny 2000, and let's get into it. Episode 1, the pilot, Hotel Hangout. Zack and Cody recently moved into the Tipton Hotel and are struggling to fit in at their new school. Twins are having a hard time making friends and feel out of place, but they eventually befriend Max and Tapeworm, two other students who are also kind of unpopular, but the twins still feel like outsiders. Meanwhile, Mr. Mosby, the manager at the Tipton, is having difficulty managing the hotel's usual antics.
All this stuff is free.
Free for our guests who spend $2,000 a day.
Do you have any hummus?
Especially when it comes to specifically London Tipton, who is the spoiled daughter of the hotel owner, and Maddie Fitzpatrick, who's the hardworking candy girl. The twins' luck changes when they meet Drew, one of the most popular boys in school. Drew's immediately intrigued when he learns that Zack and Cody live in a luxurious hotel. He continues to struggle with London's lack of interest in learning, despite Maddie's best efforts as her tutor.
But I don't think it's gonna work.
Why not? He loved your outfit.
But I didn't like him.
Didn't you like his outfit?
We learn that Maddie and London are actually polar opposites, but London does have insight, and Maddie starts to learn that London has just as many skills that she wants to develop, like trying to like boys.
Maybe we'll, come over and hang out.
You wanna hang out with us? Of course he does.
Hang out with them. As their popularity rises, Zack and Cody start to enjoy the perks of being associated with Drew. However, they start to drift away from Max and Tapeworm, ignoring their real friends in favor of their newfound status.
No, that doesn't work for us. You need to leave. Tell him why, Zack.
So in the end, Zack and Cody soon realize that their popularity comes with a price. So after experiencing firsthand how shallow and superficial the popular crowd is, they come to understand the true value of friendship. The twins make amends with Max and Tapeworm, learning that the loyalty and genuine connections are more important than the popularity.
Beauty pageants. I'm going to science camp.
Where did I go wrong? Tarisha!
Episode 2 is the fairest of them all. So a beauty pageant's being held at the Tipton Hotel, and Zack and Cody are immediately fascinated with the contestants. Cody becomes particularly smitten with a girl named Rebecca, one of the pageant participants, and in an attempt to get closer to her, he decides to enter the competition, but he needs a disguise. So with some quick thinking, Cody adopts the identity of...
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome number 11, Miss Tyresha Jones.
Tyresha, a contestant who recently dropped out of the pageant. And as Cody competes, he realizes that being a part of the pageant isn't as glamorous as he thought, and he struggles to balance his feelings for Rebecca and his role as Tyresha. Meanwhile, Zack is the more daring twin, so he hatches his own plan. When Cody decides to drop out of the competition because he wants Rebecca to win, Zack locks Cody in the backstage closet and takes place in the pageant for him. In a chaotic turn of events, Cody escapes from the closet, runs to stage to confront Zack, and the two brothers end up fighting in front of the whole audience, causing them both to be disqualified in the competition.
What is going on?
Nothing out of the ordinary. Your boys are attempting to destroy my hotel, but with a new twist. One of them's wearing a dress.
Despite the mayhem, Rebecca goes on to win the pageant, and Cody learns that trying to impress somebody by pretending to be someone else doesn't lead to true connections, and the twins end up sharing a laugh about the ridiculousness of the situation. Episode 3 is Maddie Checks In. Maddie Fitzpatrick, the hotel's diligent candy counter girl, finds herself smitten with a guy named Justin, a charming young man who has checked into the Tipton.
Our moms lost their tan skiing.
I hate when that happens.
When London invites Jason and Maddie to a concert, Maddie's excited but nervous, knowing that she doesn't have the wealth or social status that London does. And to fit in with Jason's wealthy family, Maddie pretends to be rich for the evening.
Let her go.
Not before you say goodbye.
They're kissing goodbye. Didn't they just say goodbye?
And as the charade continues, Maddie becomes increasingly anxious about maintaining the illusion of wealth, and Jason's parents actually extend their stay at the Tipton, which makes things a little more complicated for Maddie. Zack and Cody get involved, trying to help Maddie keep up appearances by sneaking her into the Imperial Suite. However, the plan quickly backfires when a wealthy, professional wrestler known as the Amputator checks into the same suite. Chaos ensues as Zack, Cody, and Maddie scramble to dismantle the Imperial Suite to make way for the wrestler, all while trying to avoid being caught.
Okay, they're coming. We are so good. Is there a Hall of Fame for this kind of stuff?
Yes, it's called prison.
Mr. Mosby!
And in the end, Maddie's ruse falls apart and she has to come clean to Justin about her true situation. Justin's family leaves the Tipton, and Maddie learns it's better to be honest about who she is rather than pretend to be somebody she's not.
You shouldn't sell yourself short. And I bet if you give Jason half a chance, he'll tell you the same thing.
And then Zack and Cody reflect on their own tendency to meddle in Maddie's affairs. Episode 4 is Hotel Inspector. So Mr. Mosby's nervous because he learns that the hotel inspector, Issa, is coming to the Tipton to evaluate the staff and facilities.
I will take care of it personally. Maddie, take care of it personally.
Fearing that Zack and Cody's usual antics could ruin the inspection, Mosby bribes the twins with tickets to a basketball game and money for dinner, hoping to keep them away from the hotel during the visit. But despite his best efforts, Zack and Cody return to the hotel just as the inspector arrives.
So is the evil hotel inspector gone yet?
No, she's right here.
Whoa, what's that on your face?
Unbeknownst to Cody, Zack has brought 2 rats, part of their school science project, to the baseball game. The rats escape and cause chaos in the hotel, which is right in the middle of the inspection. And then Issa, the inspector, is horrified by the mess and immediately fires Mr. Mosby, taking over his position as the new manager.
That non-regulation pin you are wearing on your Tipton uniform.
They belong to my great-grandfather who died fighting for my country's independence.
How touching. Take it off.
So feeling guilty for getting Mosby fired, Zack and Cody quickly devise a plan to get his job back. They work together to expose Issa's poor management skills and convince the hotel owners that Mosby is the only one capable of running the Tipton successfully.
Losing air fast!
There's water in my hotel?
Take your stinking paws off me, you dirty ape!
But in the end, Mosby's reinstated and the twins learn the importance of taking responsibility for their actions. Now episode 5 is grounded on the 23rd floor. After rollerblading in the hotel lobby and accidentally injuring Mr. Mosby, Zack and Cody are grounded by their mother, Carrie, for a week. The twins are stuck in their suite, bored and frustrated when they hear a famous celebrity couple is getting married at the Tipton. Rumor has it that the couple's first kiss could sell for $20,000 if there's a picture. Determined to get the money, Zack convinces Cody to help him sneak into the wedding to take the coveted picture.
We won't be burdens anymore. And we'll be rich. And whatever's left, we can give to charity. I swear, we're not related.
They buy a camera from Maddie and hatch a plan to infiltrate the event. Despite a series of close calls, Zack manages to sneak into the wedding, snap a picture, and then things go awry when they're caught by Mr. Mosby.
Bingo! We found it, bird dog.
And what have we found?
My two-way? Get out of there before Lord Bud Mosby sees.
Carrie ends up finding out about Zack and Cody's scheme and is furious. Twins are punished further, and Zack realizes that chasing quick riches often leads to trouble. And then meanwhile, Mr. Mosby continues to nurse his injuries from the rollerblading accident, and the boys remain grounded, learning that there are no shortcuts to success.
She wants to talk to you, Zack. Okay, Cody. Here I come, Maddie! Yes?
Can you make this fast? There's a draft.
Episode 6 is The Prince and the Plunger. Arwen, the quirky hotel engineer, sends Carrie flowers and a poem in attempt to express his romantic feelings for her.
To make our beds, and she'll be happy. You're so selfish. Can't you think of anything except Mom's happiness?
However, Carrie mistakenly believes that the gifts are from the Serge, the hotel's concierge. When Serge is asked about the flowers, he lies and takes credit for them, causing confusion and a lot more misunderstanding. They decide to help Arwen confess his feelings for Carrie.
Really lights up a room, doesn't you?
Hey, Arwen, you like poetry?
Meanwhile, London is excited about attending a father-daughter dance at the hotel, but when her father cancels last minute, she is disappointed and actually feeling abandoned, which is kind of sad.
Oh, your government and Mr. Mosby worried about.
I have to take care of a guest problem. I'm sorry, I'll be right back.
That's okay. I understand.
Arwen finally gathers the courage to tell Carrie that he was the one who sent the flowers, and although Carrie is flattered, she kindly lets him down. London comes to terms in her father's absence, and the episode ends on a reflective note as the characters deal with their respective emotional challenges.
I would be honored to be your escort to the dance this evening.
Thank you.
This is kind of a depressing one. Now, episode 7, Footloser. Zack and Max team up to enter Go Dance USA, which is a local dance competition held at the Tipton. Max warns Zack not to try anything reckless, but of course, Zack, as usual, can't resist showing off. While jumping on the bed of their suite, Zack actually injures his ankle, leaving Max without a partner for the contest. Desperate to help Max, Cody reluctantly steps in to replace Zack. Didn't see that coming.
Hey, Max. Hey, Cody, where's Zack? I'm Zack. Hey, sweet thing. He hurt himself, didn't he? Yep.
Even though he's a terrible dancer. But despite Cody's lack of dancing skills, the pair actually make it through the competition, impressing the audience with their teamwork and effort. Meanwhile, London loans Maddie money for her parents' trip to Paris, and Maddie is forced to work for London to pay her back.
We can work that out. I just need someone to tell me how fabulous I look in my new shoes.
I'm your gal. Now I just have to get Mosby to let me off.
In the end, the hotel staff chips in to help Maddie, and everybody learns the importance of helping each other in times of need. Episode 8, A Prom Story. Maddie's busy planning her high school prom, which is set to take place at the Tipton. Real surprise.
After all, she's 3.5 years older than you.
But the problem is he's 3.5 years older than me.
Zack overhears Maddie talking about liking somebody 3 years younger than her and mistakenly believes she's talking about him. Excited and determined to win her over, Zack actually starts preparing to ask Maddie to prom. Meanwhile, Cody is captivated by a circus that has come to the Tipton and decides to become a mime, much...
Don't worry, Maddie. I'll get this party started. Kick it. Look, I'm a robot. See?
Oh no, I'm doomed.
Leave everything to me, Maddie.
To the amusement of the hotel staff. Zack continues to believe Maddie is interested in him and makes several awkward attempts to impress her. However, Maddie's actually interested in a boy named Jeff, who is actually closer to her age. Zack's hopes are dashed when he realizes Maddie wasn't referring to him at all. Is heartbroken when Maddie's crush on Jeff is revealed, but Maddie also faces disappointment when she learns that Jeff has a college girlfriend. In a sweet and unexpected moment, Maddie agrees to dance with Zack at the prom, making his night special despite the earlier mix-up. Cody, in his mime persona, provides comic relief throughout the event.
Advertised meatballs and great big meatballs. We have chicken kebabs, lamb kebabs, and chicken and lamb kebabs.
I am a vegetarian!
Episode 9 is Band in Boston. Zack, Cody, and Max, and Tapeworm form a band called Rock Squared to compete in the Battle of the Bands at the Tipton Hotel. Initially, the band members are excited and confident about their chances, but tension arises when Zack and Cody start bickering about their roles in the band, causing a rift.
We're having a creative discussion. We are two fighting. Creative discussion. Fight. Discussion. Fight.
I can't believe you're actually having a fight about if you're having a fight.
Meanwhile, Maddie and Lance's band, Waterworks, is funded by London in exchange for her being a backup singer.
Staring out the window, the rain falls hard. I can't escape the feeling I'm drowning now. Beneath the river, beneath the cotton.
London is like one of the funniest characters. But London's terrible singing adds to the hilarity, and the episode actually ends with the characters learning the importance of teamwork and compromise. As the arguments escalate, Cody decides to quit the band, leaving Max and Tapeworm worried about their chances in the competition. On the day of the event, Max, frustrated by Zack's stubbornness, locks Zack and Cody into the closet to prevent them from causing more problems.
What about our band?
It's broken up.
First Mother and the Butcher, and now this.
The twins rush to the competition. Despite the chaos and the sibling rivalry, the band actually pulls together in the final moments and gives a great performance at the Battle of the Bands. Episode 10 is Cody Goes to Camp. Cody and Tapeworm are off to math camp for a week, leaving Zack feeling lonely and unsure how to spend his time without his twin.
Oh, little blonde peoples, you scared me. I mean, people. Here's your mama's dry cleaning.
Hold on. Don't you want to hang out?
Oh, no. I have work to do. A group of bodybuilders are checking in. You'd think they'd carry their own luggage.
Meanwhile, London's excited to get her learner's permit, but Mr. Mosby, tasked with teaching her how to drive, is filled with dread. And that's how that famous meme was invented.
Let's start all over, shall we? Is the key in the ignition?
For over an hour now.
Well, that's because you had to do your makeup. Twice.
Well, excuse me for trying to beautify the highway.
As Cody enjoys his time at the camp, Zack begins to miss him more than he expected. But at the same time, London's driving lessons go terribly wrong, and actually she crashes into the Tipton's wall. Zack is desperate to see Cody, and so he convinces London, Maddie, and Muriel to drive up to the camp with him.
Usually when I pull over sports cars, it's because they're going too fast. But to catch you, I had to downshift into first.
She's still learning how to drive, so give her a break, Flatfoot.
So when the group arrives at the math camp, Zack is relieved to see Cody again, and the brothers realize they are better together and appreciate their unique bond. But meanwhile, Mr. Mosby is left to deal with the aftermath of London's driving disaster, reinforcing the comic relationship between the two characters.
Hands on the wheel!
Episode 11, To Catch a Thief. A valuable piece of jewelry goes missing at the Tipton, and all signs point to Esteban, the hotel's bellhop, as the prime suspect.
If you see or hear anything suspicious, notify me immediately.
Sir, the service card is shushing.
Not now, Esteban.
Zack and Cody, who believe in Esteban's innocence, decide to launch their own investigation to clear his name. Their investigation leads to them getting into increasingly sticky situations, including crashing a bar mitzvah at the hotel, and Zack and Cody actually dig deeper and overhear a conversation between the real thieves, who are actually planning to target London's suite next. Zack, Cody, Esteban, and Maddie set up a trap to catch the thieves in act.
It's them!
Help!
The plan works, and the true culprits are apprehended, clearing Esteban of any wrongdoing. The episode ends with the gang celebrating their successful detective work, and Mr. Mosby once again has to manage the fallout of the chaos.
Hey, hotshots. When you get out of the slammer, call me, huh?
Episode 12, It's a Mad, Mad, Mad Hotel. While playing at football in the hotel, Zack and Cody accidentally knock a painting off the wall, revealing a hidden message on the back of the canvas.
Arwen can fix it. Arwen can fix anything.
Except a nice quiche. I can't get the cheese to harden quite right.
The message mentions a treasure hidden in the hotel, sparking the twins' imagination and leading them to believe they are on the verge of finding something valuable. Zack, Cody, Maddie, London, and Esteban all get swept up in the treasure hunt, each fantasizing about what they would do if they found the treasure. And Muriel, who happened to have been there when they were originally making the map, apparently has access to more information about the gold. So everybody seems to try to sweet talk her.
She's not gonna want to go where you're going, Peppers.
Detective, that's the man who stole my money. Now I'm down to my last $1 billion.
This is a really interesting episode because I feel like we're finally getting to know all these characters a lot better. And for such an ensemble cast, it's really cool to kind of have a preconceived notion of what their goals are without thinking about it too much. Even London, who's already wealthy, gets involved out of the excitement, and the treasure hunt leads them to various locations in the hotel, and their search actually becomes increasingly frantic and absurd. After hours of searching, the group ends up breaking into the Bank of Boston by mistake, and they realize that the real treasure was Muriel, the hotel's elderly maid, who had the wisdom and perspective that they were missing all along.
That's what all the cheap guys say when they don't want to spring for the good jewelry.
And the characters learn that sometimes the greatest treasures are the people around them. We're gonna go with Poor Little Rich Girl. So Zack and Cody stumble upon an old video of their birth, which throws their identities into question because in the video, Carrie, their mother, seems to confuse which twin is which, leading to Zack and Cody questioning if they've been living the wrong identities their whole lives.
I can't believe I might be Cody. What's wrong with being Cody? For starters, look how you're dressed. Well, if I'm Zack, then I'm the oldest.
Meanwhile, London is hit with a major shock that she learns when she learns her father has gone bankrupt due to a failed diamond investment.
Can I stay at your house? Really? An asteroid? And I was feeling sorry for myself.
As Zack and Cody embrace their new roles, trying to live as the other twin, chaos ensues, and Cody actually becomes reckless and carefree, and Zack adopts Cody's more responsible persona, leading to comedic misunderstandings.
So if I'm Zack and I don't like cheese, does that mean you're the one who likes ham? No, we both like ham. Then who likes liverwurst? No one.
On the other hand, London is forced to move in with Maddie when her father figures out her financial situation. The transition from luxury to modest living is a harsh wake-up call for London, who struggles with her new real reality. Carrie resolves Zack and Cody's identity crisis by showing them their birth certificates, confirming which twin is which. And then, meanwhile, London's financial woes are short-lived as Mr. Mosby informs her her father struck oil and is in the diamond mine, making them rich again. The episode concludes with the twins back to their usual selves and London returning to her life of luxury, albeit with a new appreciation for Maddie's simpler lifestyle.
What are you doing? Pillow fight. It's in all the movies. See, I can be a regular person.
Hey, regular person, would you like a snack?
Sure.
I really love this episode with Maddie and London because I feel like they actually get to know each other on a deeper level despite their social status, setting up the bar for a lot of important moments to come.
Mr. Mosby?
Miss Schickelgruber, my girl?
Actually, since you had me fired from the Tipton organization, I've gotten married.
You're kidding.
Now we have episode 14, Cooking with Romeo and Juliet. London Tipton develops a crush on Todd St. Mark, the son of their father's biggest hotel rival, who owns the St. Mark Hotel.
Todd! Oh, good hiding place. It was so hard to see you behind the 4-foot Cupid doll. You know your father doesn't approve of your dental dream. Or the Tipton. It is verboten. Come with me, mach schnell.
The two sneak around in secret, worried about their parents' rivalry. Meanwhile, Zack discovers Cody has a talent for baking amazing cookies and sees an opportunity to make some money.
Why don't you help out and separate some eggs for me? Done.
London and Todd continue to hide their relationship, but their sneaking around causes tension, especially as they rope Maddie into helping them.
I have to give her something better.
Can you keep it under 80 pounds?
Yes.
Okay, but I'm not passing it on.
Zack, on the other hand, persuades Cody to bake cookies in large quantities, which he sells for profit, causing Cody to be overwhelmed by the workload.
Flour in my face? Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Well, maybe I flicked some back.
Zack and Cody's argument gets out of hand as they begin to throw stuff at each other, which actually starts to put a domino effect on the entire event that London and her new boyfriend attend.
Mr. Boosby!
London and Todd's relationship is discovered, but they stand up to their parents, realizing they shouldn't let the hotel rivalry get in the way of their connection. Zack learns an important lesson that the entertainment industry has yet to learn, that exploiting people for their work is not good. Maddie enjoys a brief moment of peace after dealing with London's drama. Rumors. London starts a rumor that Maddie is dating Lance the lifeguard, leading to a spiral of misunderstandings throughout the Tipton. Maddie tries to deny it, but things escalate when she unintentionally spreads a rumor that London is wearing real fox fur, which causes outrage among the guests. As Maddie deals with the fallout of this rumor, Cody decides he wants to establish his independence from Zack and begins experimenting with his look.
Hey, Zack, did you hear?
I'm Cody, the one with the cool gangsta look.
Thought you were a pirate.
However, his new appearance leads him to trouble when an important interviewer for a contest arrives at the Tipton and mistakes him for somebody else.
Mr. Johnson, this is Cody.
Brother Zack, this is Cody.
The truth about the rumors come out, and London is really upset, finally understanding what harm rumors can do.
Gossip is hurtful. Now, the best way to not spread it is to not listen to it.
London inevitably saves her reputation by giving mouth-to-mouth to a live animal, and Cody finds out the interviewer liked him anyway. Big hair in basketball. Mr. Mosby takes Zack and Cody to a Red Sox game to give their mom Carrie a well-deserved day off.
Sir, stealing that base would be a waste of your time.
There he goes.
However, things take a turn for the worse when Mr. Mosby catches a ball that was meant to be caught by a player, costing the Red Sox the game and making him the most hated man in Boston.
You're blowing this all out of proportion.
Look.
Zack and Cody try to hide from angry fans as Mr. Mosby faces public backlash. Meanwhile, London sets Maddie up on a blind date with one of her friends, but Maddie's hair won't cooperate, resulting in a series of embarrassing attempts to fix it before the date.
Makes me a little nervous, so it makes me sweat even more. But I don't want her to see me sweating, so I have to keep running in here to blot, which makes me sweat more.
Mr. Mosby tries to make amends by apologizing to Red Sox fans, but Zack and Cody actually step in and defend Mr. Mosby.
Couldn't help doing something incredibly stupid. It was his first game.
Wait, a grown man who's never been to a baseball game? Yeah.
Maddie's date turns out to be surprisingly successful despite her disaster.
Maddie's a frizzy-haired freak, and Gavin sweats like a donkey in a sauna. So now you guys can just relax and enjoy your date.
And she learns not to stress about her appearance so much. Rockstar in the house. The Tipton Hotel becomes a frenzy of excitement when a famous pop star Jesse McCartney checks in.
Do you know where the manager's office is?
Over there.
Thanks.
Wasn't that Jesse McCartney?
London and Maddie all have their own plans to meet him, each hoping for a moment in the spotlight. Cody also has a science fair project to work on, but struggles to concentrate amid the commotion.
My best isn't going to win me a Nobel Prize, pay for your nursing home, or get Zack out of jail.
Zack's in jail?
Not yet.
When they sneak into Jesse's suite, only to find themselves caught by security.
No, you know, fame's pretty cool. It just comes at a price.
Speaking of price, are you finished with that pillowcase?
Jesse McCartney eventually meets the gang in a more down-to-earth setting, appreciating their enthusiasm and offering them a chance to talk.
I don't care what your favorite color is. I just want to marry you. It's not brown, is it?
Cody ends up using Arwen's help and winning the competition anyway, and feeling so guilty, he admits his wrongdoing.
He really deserves this trophy.
Wow! Thank you! Thank you! It is so nice to be recognized by the scientific community. In your face, Sheldon! Nice volcano, Barbara. Dormant!
Smart and smarter. Zack is faced with the possibility of having to attend summer school due to poor grades. Just want to note, their hair is getting longer, and for some reason it's already giving me second season vibes, but I guess we'll just stick to the first.
Good news and some bad news. The bad news is that I got D's in math, English, and social studies.
What's the good news?
I'm out of bad news.
Meanwhile, London wants to learn how to play chess, so Maddie agrees to tutor her. You can imagine how this goes.
Chess is an intellectual game, and you're not.
Well, maybe I'm a little more intellectual than you think.
In a panic, he pretends to have dyslexia in order to receive easier schoolwork and extra assistance from teachers.
Thanks, Mr. Forges. For the first time in my life, I feel like there's hope.
Cody becomes frustrated when he discovers Zack's deception and the special treatment he's receiving. Zack, however, continues to enjoy the benefits of his lie, which Cody struggles with the unfairness of the situation.
That's because I've been looking at the video game box for weeks. It was really hard to read at first, but then I memorized it. Mr. Forges said us dyslexics have good memories. Yet you haven't remembered my birthday, ever. And we're twins.
London finally makes a small amount of progress with Maddie's help, but it's clear she still has a long way to go. In the end, Zack's lie is eventually exposed when his teachers find inconsistencies in his schoolwork and he is forced to come clean. Cody forgives Zack and they return to their usual antics. The ghost of Sweet 613. Zack and Cody, along with Maddie, London, and Esteban, dare each other to spend the night in the supposedly haunted Suite 613.
And the next day,
He went off to war. She waited 3 years, but he never came back.
So, he died in battle?
Oh no!
he met some Italian babe and opened up a pizza parlor in Naples.
The suite is known for eerie happenings and is believed to be inhabited by the ghost of a woman who passed away there.
Can we go?
I don't think so.
What if we got Maddie in London to stay with us?
Well, I guess that would be okay.
You know, you don't have to give in to him. What kind of mother are you?
As the group stays in the suite, strange occurrences begin to spook them, causing fear and chaos. Then Esteban's brought into the picture, where he actually communicates with the ghost, and then there's this really creepy sequence where she's talking through his body.
Ghosty, if I may call you that. Speak to us.
Whatever's frightening them starts to take all the characters off the table, and then we see a glimpse of the person who died. In the end, we learn that it was Arwen all along.
The joke was all on you guys because I wasn't really scared. Yeah, right. You should have seen your face.
Mr. Mosby tries to calm things down by debunking the myths about the suite, but even starts to get scared himself. However, as the episode ends, there's a lingering question of whether the suite might actually be haunted after all. In Dad's Back, Zack and Cody are excited when their father, Kurt, returns to town with his band.
You're gonna do your homework in a limo.
A limo? Cool!
Bye, Mom! Now, wait, but not too late, and don't forget to spell check on... Oh, who am I kidding? They're not doing any homework.
While Cody enjoys reconnecting with him, Zack prefers his father's laid-back and fun lifestyle compared to the stricter rules their mom's home carry.
Wait, but as long as you live under my roof, you will follow my rules.
Technically, it's Mosby's roof.
Zack becomes so enamored with his dad's carefree attitude that he decides to run away and stow away in his dad's tour bus. Meanwhile, Carrie becomes worried that when she realizes Zack is gone and tries to make up for her strictness by forcing Cody to have non-stop fun with her.
It's been non-stop movies and junk food. She put a trampoline in the living room. I can't take it anymore!
Zack is found and brought home after realizing that life on the road isn't as glamorous as he thought. The family reconciles, and Zack learns to appreciate both of his parents' different parenting styles, and Cody is relieved to return to normal after his mom's over-the-top attempts at fun. Christmas at the Tipton. It's Christmas at the Tipton Hotel, and a massive snowstorm traps all the guests and employees inside. Arwen realizes that the heating system is failing, and no oil delivery is possible during the storm, so he must find a way to keep everybody warm, turning the holiday into an unexpected adventure.
I need you to run an errand for me.
Oh no! Do not make me go out into the white blanket of death. The snow of no return. Oh, the blizzard that will freeze your geezer.
Amid all the chaos, Zack and Cody are convinced that this is the moment that maybe their mom and dad are gonna finally come back together. They even are convinced when they sing a song together that they could be potentially back in love.
Did you hear that? Kurt and I.
We also want to wish you a Christmas that's filled with peace, joy, and love.
Now she's talking about love. You're pathetic.
Despite the challenges, the Tipton's guests and staff come together to celebrate a unique and memorable Christmas. Arwen manages to keep the hotel warm, and the pregnant woman gives birth at the Tipton, bringing joy to everyone. And not a mess in the lobby, maybe? The snowstorm clears just in time for the festivities to wrap up. Kisses and basketball. Zack is thrilled when his basketball team wins a big game, but the celebration takes a surprising turn when Max, one of his teammates, impulsively kisses him. Zack's caught off guard and begins to question his friendship with Max.
I'm not hungry.
Yeah, me neither.
What's going on with them?
Isn't it obvious? They're not hungry.
Zach's basketball team encourages him to ask Max on a date, thinking it might be the start of a new relationship. But Zach is unsure about his feelings and feels pressured.
What do I say?
Tell her she smells nice.
You smell nice. What are you wearing?
Sweat? I haven't even showered yet, sicko.
Meanwhile, Maddie takes the challenge of curbing London's compulsive shopping habits, attempting to teach her financial stability.
I've hit rock bottom.
Well, maybe that's the place you need to get to.
Maybe you're right. But I don't like rock bottom. It's so rock bottomy.
So Zach and Max actually give it a go and they go on a date, and it's really awkward and uncomfortable.
So dating me is just taking one for the team?
No! I mean, yes, but in a good way.
Zach and Max have an honest conversation about their feelings, deciding to remain friends rather than pursuing a romantic relationship. The situation brings them closer together as teammates. Maddie, on the other hand, makes some progress with London, though it's clear that London's love for shopping isn't going away anytime soon.
There is nothing in that store that you need.
You're right. I was just looking at the pair of diamond earrings I was gonna buy for you.
After attending a seminar hosted by a motivational speaker who preaches everyone should be the pilot of their own life, Cody becomes determined to take control of his own destiny.
It's amazing. Is it ever? I just ate 5 pounds of mini quiches and I haven't thrown up yet. Uh-oh.
He enthusiastically adopts the speaker's philosophy and hopes his family will do the same.
Maddie, where are you going?
To work on my new look. I'm going to be Teen Trends Trendy Teen of the Year. Thanks, Cody. Glad I could help.
Cody's newfound obsession gets him to manage every aspect of Zach's, Maddie's, and Carrie's life, creating chaos in the process. Zach, naturally resistant to being piloted, fights back. Meanwhile, Maddie and London are arguing over who will be on the cover of another magazine.
I thought you were my friend. You know how much this cover means to me.
Okay, fine. If you want me to give up this great opportunity so you can get what you want, as always, then I'll drop out.
That's sweet. Drop out.
I will not drop out! How dare you ask me to drop out!
You offered!
Maddie ends up using Zach to help her spy on London, while London actually teams up with Cody, the motivational speaker, to beat out Maddie.
If you can conceive, you can believe. And you will!
I hate that expression!
Cody ends up realizing his well-intentioned efforts to help everyone only caused more problems, so he backs off and allows his friends to pilot their own lives their own way. And Maddie and London's competition ends in a humorous twist, neither of them winning the title, but gaining a new appreciation for each other. Cody's flattered when a girl from school, Agnes, develops a crush on him. However, he quickly becomes uncomfortable when her attention becomes overwhelming and isn't sure how to let her down without hurting her feelings.
Hi, Cody. What took you so long?
Man, she's good. Hi, Agnes.
Meanwhile, London is trying to set up her dog Ivana with a specific dog, but then Maddie's dog and her end up becoming a thing, I guess.
What are you doing?
Come on, Puffball, take a walk on the wild side without a leash. See you around, loser.
Zach, thinking Cody's predicament is funny, tries to manipulate the situation for his own amusement, but things take a turn when Agnes starts to develop feelings for Zach as well.
Agnes likes. But shh! Don't speak.
Now, with both twins trying to avoid her, their efforts make her more persistent. London doesn't approve of the new relationship, so she tries everything to keep the dogs apart, inevitably realizing that
they're in love. And if you loved your children, you would not come between them.
He's right. We shouldn't let our personal prejudices stand in their way.
Eventually, London realizes that she can't keep her dog Ivana and her strange voiceover from being happy. Cody and Zach finally confront Agnes and explain that they're not interested, and Agnes moves on, albeit reluctantly. The experience teaches the twins a lesson about handling people's feelings with care. Commercial breaks. Excitement fills the Tipton when Mr. Tipton gives the green light for a commercial to be filmed at the hotel, featuring both the staff and guests. Zack and Cody eagerly compete for leading roles in the commercial, determined to become the stars of the show.
I know it's terribly inconvenient. And to make matters worse, all employees will be asked to prepare an audition.
Then we get a really funny montage of basically most of the hotel staff auditioning. Like, Esteban has a chicken. The restaurant host is, I don't even know what he's doing. There's Arwen and Zack and Cody are super funny. This is like one of my favorite episodes ever. And then eventually they actually really take a liking to Carrie, the mom. As the commercial shoot gets underway, meanwhile, London desperately tries to become the face of the Tipton in the commercial, despite the director's reluctance to feature her.
Girl, I love bracelets and rings, diamonds and rubies and all of those things, because bling is my...
Maddie, on the other hand, finds herself unintentionally involved in the commercial as an extra. They end up not going with the lead actress and having other people step in, which is really funny. They actually attempt to have London do it, which really doesn't work out. And then they have Mr. Mosby do it, which is super fun, but they don't actually end up recording.
Stay checking!
Final commercial turns out surprisingly well, with London getting a small cameo despite her over-the-top antics. The Tipton celebrates its employees and the moment in the spotlight, even if things didn't go as planned. For the season finale, we have Boston Holiday. A young prince from a foreign country checks into the Tipton with a diplomatic visit to Boston, and Zack and Cody are tasked with showing him around. The prince, who has lived in a very sheltered life, is eager to experience what it's like to be an ordinary kid.
Yes, please forgive me if you were bothered by these two hooligans.
These are my friends. Tomorrow they've invited me to the indoor bazaar.
But it turns out that the prince is under a really strict schedule and isn't really allowed to do anything kid-like. So then he decides he's going to defy his father and go out with Zack and Cody.
I cannot take this, I cannot! By the tusks of Ganesh, I've had enough!
Yeah, he's bliss on a stick.
Zack and Cody take the prince to a series of adventures around the city, introducing him to everything from pizza to video games. As a security guard comes to take him away, he forgets that he is a normal kid in this setting and banishes her.
You are the one who's being in trouble. I banish you.
And yet, I'm still here.
But when the prince needs to make an appearance, one of the twins realizes it has to be them to step in.
If you are a highness.
How dare you touch the head of... Who the balaka are you?
In the end, the prince decides to go back with a newfound understanding of the cultural differences between him and Zack and Cody start to understand their lives better as not being a prince. Meanwhile, convinced that they'll be visited by aliens, their all-nighter leads to some humorous moments as they misinterpret ordinary occurrences as extraterrestrial life.
They probably didn't come because they sense you're a non-believer.
You're right. I'll send out an I believe in aliens vibe tonight.
Okay, so there we have it. All 26 episodes of the first season of The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. I'm gonna try not to think about the second season, which has 39 episodes, and focus on this. One of the notable differences that I couldn't help but point out is Max and Tapeworm were a huge part of it. Allison Stoner was so good as Max, but I don't think she's in it as much after this season. You know, we really get a feel for the entire show. And there's about 3 or 4 key components I wanted to kind of go over. One is the hotel setting. Tipton Hotel, main location, provides a dynamic backdrop that allows for a lot of these storylines to take place.
Yes, Miss Martin's marvelous. Everything in the Tipton is marvelous.
Its luxury atmosphere contrasts hilariously with Zack and Cody's like mischievous antics, and I think we learn that like immediately off the bat. The Tipton becomes a character in itself with its eccentric guests, lavish settings, and even employees giving rise to many of the comedic situations. The setting allows for creative plot lines that mix typical childhood experiences with the chaos of hotel life, making the series both whimsical and fresh.
Whoa, what's that on your face?
It's a beauty mark.
Then we got the characters. Zack and Cody are the twin leads, Dylan and Cole Sprouse, and they exhibit the classic sibling dynamic.
Where's Muriel?
Oh, she's fine. We fed her, let her watch TV, and she went to sleep right on time.
Zack as the daring troublemaker and Cody as the more cautious and brainy counterpart. It's a lot The difference between Drake and Josh and Zack and Cody's dynamic is kind of with the situations that surround them. I feel like Drake and Josh are more deeper characters in the sense that they have interests. They're like figured out who they are through like small lines or instances, even like comedic beats. But Zack and Cody seem to be revealed as characters through the situations they're put in.
What are you talking about? Oh my, those are lovely.
He should have sent you chocolates.
Why?
Because you're out.
And with the hotel being such a drastic experience than like a normal childhood life, we get to see Zack and Cody making these decisions and kind of reveal who they are as people. Unlike Drake and Josh, which is a typical dynamic of family in this one house. So it's a little bit more grounded. But the thing I like about Zack and Cody is it's truly an ensemble show as opposed to a duo show. Despite Drake and Josh and Sweet Life having that duo aesthetic, it seems like Drake and Josh is more of a duo comedy, buddy comedy show, and Zack and Cody is more of an ensemble show. As we see that Maddie, London, and Mr. Mosby are very central to the show's plots, and also bring a lot out in each other, as opposed to like the dad, mom, and Megan in Drake and Josh. Meeting Arwen, Esteban, even Muriel, we get like introduced to a lot of really fun characters that show us a lot about the world that they're trying to set up in this Disney show. And it is just, it's so unique and vibrant that you just want to see all the different parts of the hotel throughout the show. Mr. Mosby is Phil Lewis, so he is the tightly wound manager as a standout. Kind of reminds me of the rabbit from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Actually, the show little reminds me of Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, if Blue and Mac were Zack and Cody. His attempts to maintain order in the hotel while constantly dealing with the twins' hijinks give the series like some of its funniest moments.
In fact, I've had all of my ties pressed, and I got a new suit, and my shoelace is missing a tip. It's missing a tip!
Not only that, is like he is the perfect straight man character, especially for London's hijinks, Maddie's neuroticism, and then Zack and Cody's obvious just craziness. Exasperation and quick wit are balanced by his genuine care for the hotel staff and guests. Although we do find him being an antagonist in a lot of situations, but that's a lot, that makes it a lot more interesting anyway. And then we get Maddie and London. The dynamic between Maddie and London.
I dreamt Daddy lost all of his money, and I wound up living with him.
Good morning to you, too.
The dynamic between a smart, hard-working candy counter girl and London, a spoiled heiress, a lot of money, adds a really cool layer to the show. Especially them being like about an age group above what they are. It kind of allows us to see Zack and Cody as like the Gen Z and then the millennials. It's cool that we get to see different ages going through different things within this hotel. It's like kind of like a Cheers situation where we get a little bit of insight on all the characters' daily whereabouts.
And aren't you a little old to be a dancer? That's not a contestant. That's the producer. Kidding! Love the dress.
Through this one central location. But they're really good at also somehow balancing what the characters are developing as we go through, especially in these first 13 episodes. Some of the themes and lessons of this earlier aspect have to do with Zack and Cody's attempts to fit in and gain popularity, especially with their relationship to school. Cody's misguided decision to enter a beauty pageant in the fairest of them all addresses his seeking of approval from others, and then episodes like Grounded on the 23rd Floor explore the consequences of breaking the rules. And then The Prince and the Plunger and Footlooser focus on themes of honesty and teamwork. So it seems like the lessons are subtle enough where they don't feel forced, and they also play second fiddle to all the comedy and entertainment that goes on in them, which I think is what makes it such a good show.
I'm sorry, could you please take the next elevator?
The pacing and plot variety is well handled, and each episode is really good at having a self-contained story while also continuing to develop the characters. Having Maddie and Zack as the A plot for one, and Cody as like the C plot for another one. There's a lot of turn taking on which role these characters play, and it's keeping the show fresh every time. Especially with the Mad Hotel episode, with everybody wanting their own desires out of the situation.
Hot peppers to Leo for funding my research, and my personal assistant, Dr. Inga. Dude,
It's the perfect beginning to a show. I think if they ended after these 13 episodes, it would have well established what the show was going for. You know, the series is really good at avoiding feeling repetitive, especially later on, given the context of these episodes, because so many of them revolve around Zack and Cody. You know, either Zack doing the wrong thing or Cody doing the right thing, but it ends up wrong. Like, these happen over and over again, yet somehow every episode does feel unique. And it's even more interesting in the very beginning how each of them add so many new elements, like hotel inspectors, beauty pageants, or even Battle of the Bands. While the series primarily focused on humor, there is a noticeable amount of character development even in the early episodes. Like, Zack and Cody start learning about consequences and personal responsibility in Grounded on the 23rd Floor and To Catch a Thief, where their actions actually directly affect the others around them, the people living around them in this hotel. And then Maddie and London, initially seen as, you know, simple foils to each other, actually develop a friendship despite their indifferences, and they actually deepen care for each other as the show progresses. And even early on, it's really cool to see how they start out, because they are so different right off the bat, and seeing them get closer is a very well-deserved treat if you stick it to the episodes.
Time for bed!
It's 7:30, and we haven't even had dinner yet. We want grilled cheese, please.
I can handle that. I do that in the kitchen, right?
I definitely think that there's area of improvement that we'll see over the show, but like, let's view the first half of the season in this largely successful franchise as its own. So that I definitely think the supporting characters, like Esteban and Arwen, though hilarious, don't give us much development in the first half, especially since we don't necessarily need to develop this as an ensemble show right off the bat. Like, Zack and Cody already have enough layers to them that there's so much we can cover, although I am happy to see more of it. And even in future episodes, I think giving these side characters more personal storylines is going to overall make the show a lot more longer of a run. And same with the episode structure. Like, although the episodes are very engaging, they do follow some predictable patterns, like Zack and Cody having schemes that lead to chaos followed by a resolution. The formula works really well, and we're very distracted from it based on all the comedic relief and the character goals, but I do think that the structure could benefit from slightly more fresh storytelling dynamics. Like, for example, like exiting the hotel and having what the hotel teaches Zack and Cody affecting them in the real world, and not necessarily going on a boat for another series, wink wink. But yeah, overall, first half of Suite Life of Zack and Cody is a solid and entertaining introduction to the series. You could tell why this became a staple for the early Disney Channel 2000s era, and it offers such a good mix of heart, humor, and mischief, with memorable characters and a unique setting that actually allows for so many varieties of comedic situations. Zack and Cody's antics with the struggles and of going against the eccentric hotel staff and even Mr. Mosby provides so many laughs, while also teaching viewers important lessons about friendship, responsibility, being true to oneself, and different adult relationship dynamics. The show establishes a strong foundation, making it clear that is truly going to be going on beyond this season and for many years to come. I had a lot of fun rewatching this, and though it's not as up there as Hannah Montana, which my video is on my YouTube right now, I do think it was such a good watch and definitely a pivotal moment for Disney Channel. But what do you guys think about Zack and Cody? Is it your favorites, anybody? I mean, if you sat through a 50-minute video, I don't see why it wouldn't be.
But unlike you, I'm not enjoying your pain.
In the meantime, like and subscribe to Johnny2000 for more 2000s media content, reviews, and physical media. Have a great day.